Let's do it one more time to be safe. One more time to be safe. Ready?
Okay.
Three, two, 1. Welcome back to Dice Anvil. How are you guys doing? Today, we're going to be filming the first episode of our playtest. We're very excited to be kicking this off, showing you guys how it works. And this is really the first official playtest of the alpha set of rules that this game is going through right now. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the wonderful playtesters we have today. We got Michael Best.
Not for myself. Sorry.
We got Aaron Sherman.
Woo! Oh, that's me.
Very nice.
Hello.
And we got Josh Wingfield.
Greetings.
These guys have been playing for a long time, and they know a lot about how TTRPGs work, and they've even helped me develop this game. But we're gonna go ahead and run through it and play a session, and hopefully you guys are entertained, and hopefully we all learn a little bit how to run this game and make this game better.
I'm
Good deal.
so pumped.
Let's go! The hot sun over the desert sand glistens in the light, reflecting back blinding travelers as they travel through the deserts in the nation of Archaeum. A stranger that does not belong here is what strangers are. A stranger walks through the city. People are rushing through the streets, trying to make it to see the grand event of Barchak, the legendary gladiator. This cloaked stranger stands amongst the crowds of people screaming for this man that has proven himself worthy to kill in the honor of their god emperor, who stands at the top of the ledge watching the event. Drums sound, people scream as their champion walks through the gates, entering the huge open arena. Josh, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, so coming out of the gate, holding swords and axe, he's just out there, he's screaming, beating his chest. His skin is all scarred up from not just once, but 2 ventures that he has gone out into the scarring desert that he has gone out into. He has made this trek not once, but twice. This guy is so full of himself. He thinks that he has been gifted with the power of just strength and the riz because the gods have given him. They have blessed him so much, and what he wants to do is he wants nothing more than to make his emperor proud and defend the honor of Archaeum. And so that's why he goes through these gladiatorial fights.
He stands out, raising his arms with his weapons in hand. The crowd ignites, chanting his name. In the middle comes out an announcer covered in tattoos and scars with a bald head, silencing the crowd, and he yells out,
"Are you ready to see your champion once again slay a beast that's proven himself unworthy?"
The crowd once again ignites and erupts in cheers. He looks over to you, Barchak, and says, "Any words before the ceremony commences?"
And he lays down his weapons on the ground real quick, and he looks around, and he's trying to find the emperor. Does he see the emperor? Is the emperor here?
Yeah. So on the very pinnacle of the wall surrounding the arena is this royal area covered in like guards and gold and lush plants and all. And in it is a man sitting in a chair. You know that's where the god emperor sits.
Okay, so he gets down on his knees and he kind of like kneels to the ground, and he picks up his sword, and he just kind of scrapes off a little bit of blood on his hand, and he puts it on his sword, and he kind of gets up and holds his sword up just above his head and just goes, "Yeah!"
The emperor raises one hand in respect.
"Let the ceremony commence!"
Yells the announcer. The gates across from you start to creak open slowly, before you start to hear a high-pitched shriek of something about to emerge.
Is this something that I fought before?
I would say no. This is a new challenge for you.
Okay.
This is definitely a rare something. You can see men pulling with chains, and then one of them gets slashed across the face with a arm that's colorful blue with talons on the ends before it emerges out, revealing a beak, somehow still full with teeth, with a scarred face, colorful blue and red feathers covering the body of this beast, with wings on its back and 4 legs with massive talons. And it is hungry. Its eyes are bloodshot. It stands at about 10 feet tall, maybe 30 feet long.
Oh my gosh.
It shrieks. It has a chain around its neck that is connected to one of the other soldiers that then latches it onto the side of the wall so it can't fly away. What it first tries to do, it flaps its wings very hard. Go ahead and give me a roll for power and add any fortitude if you have it to not be knocked over by this gust of wind real quick.
Okay, I'm rolling for power. And fortitude, because I have 1 fortitude, I can add 1 dice, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the 1 skill dice, 1d6 skill dice.
Okay, so I got I got a 6, a 5, a 4, a 4, a 3, and a 3.
Did you get more than 1 6?
No, just 1 6.
Okay, that's totally fine. You hold your ground and brace up. As it tries to fly out, it's quickly recoiled by the chain and is flung back to the ground. And then it sees you and knows that in order to get food, you are the only thing standing in its way. So you have officially entered combat mode. And you have the first move, my friend.
Okay, so Bar is going to hold up his sword in one hand and his axe in the other one. And he's just going to run at this thing, and he's going to try and initially, he sees that it's trying to fly away at some point, so he's going to go for one of the wings and try and cut it off.
Ooh, okay. Let's go ahead and make a roll for that. He is a hard target, so he has a D8 when trying to block that. So let me go ahead and roll a D8 to determine what that number you have to beat is. It's a 6. So if you get a 6 or higher, that counts as a hit.
Okay. So I got 2 6s.
And plus your smashing die, which I think yours is a D8 or D10, right?
Yes.
How many 6s did you get?
So I got 2 6s, a 5, and a 3.
Okay, so you get 2 hits in.
Okay.
That's a big hit. I'm going to say that that does, in fact, cut its wing off. It shrieks and starts to flail around. It didn't expect you to swing at it that hard. And it is now immobilized from flying. Okay, you have 2 more moves. I will say if you do attack again, you will, it'll be -1 die because if you attack more than once in a row.
Yeah, sure. So what I'm going to do is he's going to run to the kind of the middle of the auditorium. And he's going to look up at the Emperor and think, this fight's too easy. And so he'll throw down his short sword and just wield his axe.
Ooh,
it's kind of
that.
Is that like an intimidation kind of thing? I guess it's an animal, so I don't know.
Let's make that intimidation, sure.
Okay.
I think your aura is enough to make this thing be stricken with fear.
Sure. Okay. So I got 1 6.
Okay, but that's enough to succeed. It's recoiling in fear. It does not want to mess with you right now. It knows that you're the alpha in this situation.
Yeah,
nice. Okay, so now it's its turn. It is going to not want to fight you because of that 6 you just rolled. But the NPC behind him, the guy that chained him up, is going to poke it with a stick and try to get it to go forward. So it's going to reluctantly start to go forward towards you and try to slash at you. So it's going to roll a D8, but since you are braced, or let's see, go ahead and give me a roll with your slashing die or your agility die.
Okay. I got a 6 and a 4, so a 6.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's gonna roll a D8 and see if he hits you. Okay. Oh no, you got a 5. So as expected, he misses and is continuing to not want to fight you. I'm gonna go ahead and click off 1 point of our little pie chart of time. That if it reaches its end, something will happen. It has 2 slots left. All right, your turn.
Cool. All right, so if the creature is close, he's now gonna try and go for the head of the thing. It can't fly anymore, so I might as well just go for a kill shot. And so he's gonna just get his axe, and just go for either around his. Yeah, I'm gonna go for around his neck area.
Nice. Okay, go for it.
Okay.
The number to beat is a 3, so he's toast.
Okay. So I got a 5.
Nice.
Plus smashing damage. And a 6 on the D10.
There you go. How do you kill this thing?
Holy cow. So he holds his axe up in the air and he leans back a little bit, and with both hands he just comes down and just with a clean swipe just right across the head. And as it kind of goes with a shriek through the auditorium, he heaves up this head and just throws it right in front of him. He goes,
I vanquish this beast!
for the Emperor!
Sick.
The entire arena erupts and is vibrating with the cheers of the people. They're chanting your name. The Emperor stands up to honor you before turning around and leaving the arena.
I am the greatest!
You spend the rest of the afternoon being glorified. They throw a parade in your honor. You are the top celebrity dog. And as you are being thanked and greeted and bowed to by all the people in the town, a stranger, a person you haven't seen in a long time, approaches you. Aaron, would you please introduce your character?
Yeah, so Nat is a taller and very lean man, probably late 20s, early 30s, with some wispy blonde hair, pretty long, almost down past his ears, almost shoulder length. He is almost gangly, but he walks with an air of confidence and an air of importance.
Nice. Okay. So what do you say to this champion?
Congratulations. It was well fought.
Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, you can leave your gifts over there.
Oh, yes, of course. But I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Nat Trosper. A pleasure.
In a moment of kind of realization, Bar kind of sits to himself. He's like, I haven't heard that name. And he kind of finally looks over at him. He hadn't looked at him before. He was kind of just assuming it was another one of his, followers. And he goes, Nat.
Bar, it's good to see you.
It's been so long. Where have you been?
I've been at home in Shimmerwell. People need help there. I haven't had the adventures that you have.
Yes, but I do remember whenever you and me pretended to fight in gladiatorial combat at some point. But I guess it didn't work out for you so much.
No, but it did for you, it seems.
Yes. And he holds up his axe and he goes, yes, it did. Hey, what are you doing in Archaeum anyway? It's so long from Shimmer Spring or wherever the hell you said you're from.
Well, I come hopefully asking for help. We've had some disappearances as of late. And I was hoping you might be able to come back with me and possibly help me get to the bottom of it.
And he looks over at the wall, and kind of on the wall where he is, he just sees his weapons, where he is just kind of like conquered just beast after beast. And on top of every weapon that is, he's kind of retired, it has the name of the beast that he's conquered. And he kind of looks at his axe and he kind of hangs it up and he goes, yeah, that sounds like something I could do. Next gladiatorial combat isn't for another few months for me anyway, so yep, might as well. Find the time.
I'm in your debt for certain.
All right, well, let's go.
Good deal. So you guys are on your way. So y'all are traveling back. It's a couple days journey, and I'm sure along the way you rekindled this friendship that you once had and were able to reminisce about these memories. Go ahead and so one thing about Triconomist is that there is a travel mechanic, but I'm going to have, but we're only going to use a little bit of that because, again, this is going to be a little short game. So I'm going to have both of you roll for instinct for me.
Oh, dear.
Ruh-roh.
I got a 4.
So I have a two instinct die. So I'll read. Oh, I got a 6. 6 and a 5.
Really? Okay, so as you guys are traveling, you guys have passed the Bridgelock Fortress, finally gotten out of the desert, and around this area is when people would normally jump and mug people. Nat, this trail, and this journey, and you hear and commotion up ahead. You notice that someone is currently being robbed.
Barsha cold. Do you hear that?
Yes. Yes.
So,
I don't know, do I have to roll to hear that?
Someone's in trouble. I'll point it out. Someone's in trouble. Come, let's see if we can see anything else. And I'll try and sneak up closer and get a view of what's going on.
Yes, you do that.
Go ahead and roll for stealth. And while that's happening, Michael, can you describe your character and what's going on right now?
Yeah, so Hal Veer is his name. He's a kind of early 20s kind of guy. He's got kind of longer, straighter, kind of dark hair. He's got like bags under his eyes, and overall looks just pretty tired. A little bit exhausted from life and travel and everything. And he's got kind of darker clothes, not like the poorest clothes, but definitely not wealthy or anything. He's got like a little backpack on. You see like a sword. And how many guys are there robbing me?
There are 3 men surrounding you. Hey man, we don't want any trouble. Just give us what's in the bag and we'll be on our way.
Listen, guys, I don't want any trouble any more than you do. So really, it'd probably be better for everyone if we just walked our separate ways and let me get back to where I'm going.
I don't think you understand what we're trying to do here. I will stab you.
You're trying to rob
if you
me.
don't
I know what
give
you're trying to do. That's not the problem. I just...
Oh, so he does have a brain dead.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, so he can realize what's going on.
Okay, well, I feel like this is just uncalled for. Listen, all I know is I don't want you to have
I'm supposed to
things
be
in my bag.
professional now? We hear a twig break in the from the side, catching the attention of the thieves, seeing a Mr. Nat trying to be sneaky, try to see what happens.
In the middle of that, you hear Bar go, "Hey, do you see him? Hey, be sneaky!"
Don't forget to be stealthy. Yeah.
I turn around and I look at those guys and I say, "See, don't mess with me. I have backup."
Oh, do you now?
Should I roll for that?
Oh, you can, yeah. Go ahead and roll a deception for me.
Deception, right? Okay, so that's the amount of dice for my passion plus the amount of things I have for deception, or which is a... Okay, I got you. I gotta roll my d8. I rolled 1-6.
1-6. Okay,
And
well, that's enough to convince him.
3, and then a 3, and then a 3, and then a 2. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that really shows that the dice system does have some luck. Even though he has the maxed out amount, he barely succeeded. Keep that in mind.
Who is he talking to?
Who is that guy?
To?
He's over there.
Give me one! So they're like, "Oh, do ya now?" The 2 other thugs in the background also pull out some weapons. They're like, "Well, it looks like we got an even fight here then, boys."
Yep.
As Barchak walks out revealing himself, Barchak, can you roll for intimidation for me?
Yeah,
Oh, sure. I have some things I'd love to say when they say if it's an even fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so
go ahead.
my intimidation, so my passion is 4, and I didn't roll higher than a 4. And so, yeah.
That's crazy. I did not think that would happen. All right, cool. So they don't react to you. They're not phased. But what were you gonna say?
If it's an even fight, then what I say is we'd forego the fight entirely. You see, we're here, you're there. My friend here, he obviously does not seem well bequeathed with riches or gold or anything like that. It just seems like it would be too much trouble, if you would. So I say we forego the entire thing fully, and if we are an even match, we would come out evenly matched on both sides, so nobody would be hurt and nothing would happen. So I just say we forgo the fighting entirely, and we all leave here happily.
All right, pal. You can roll for that. I need to decide how I'm going to respond to that.
Would that be
Peacemaking,
connection?
Right?
Oh,
What
peacemaking,
I roll?
yeah.
Probably
Peacemaking?
Peacemaking, yeah.
So I'll roll 5 die for harmony plus an extra die for my
I
peacemaking
have
skill.
1.
There will not be any combat in this game.
I've got a 6 and 2 5s and a 1.
Hell yeah.
One of the other thugs says, "You know, he makes a good point, boss." He's like, "Yeah? All right, then." They sheath up their stuff, and he's like, "But never again. We'll get you next time, all right?"
Well, this is good for everyone. I have a question, DM. Would that be using diplomacy to get out of danger?
Yes, it would. Good job, Aaron. Let's
Nice.
go.
So I've
So I
just
think
accomplished one of my goals.
I think
You
this
sure
runs into
did.
something interesting because one of my goals is to defeat 3 NPCs in a fair fight, and so that's almost like our goals are.
Okay, all
I was like
right.
kind of
That's
excited to fight them.
One of mine is get yourself in a risky situation. So I think I may have already done that.
See, this is the beautiful thing about characters not all wanting the same thing. So it might end up the conflict sooner.
I love
so
it.
you might be a little bit pissed that, like, I wanted to fight these guys, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
so
guys,
I guess-
What does that do mechanically for me if I accomplish that goal?
So normally, you would refill both your slots, like your soul points and your harmony points, and you would check off a story point. But
Okay.
we're not, we're not. It's only a one shot, so story points aren't super important. So
Gotcha.
we won't even worry about those in this session. But
So basically, it was
Yeah.
a waste.
Awesome. It was a complete waste, but I did accomplish a goal.
well, it's
But
not a waste.
I'll turn over to Nat and I'll go, good sir, why? We could have taken them. You know this. And I was like,
Hey,
I brought my short sword. We could have defeated. And I look over, and Michael, what's your character's name?
Hal Veer is his full name. Yeah.
I look over to Hal and I go, we can still fight him.
Whoa, guys. Listen, thanks for helping me out there. I mean, I had the situation handled, but I mean, I guess I appreciate it. I don't want to fight you though.
No one wants to fight anyone here. It's not a fair fight anymore. We have nothing to gain from this. There's nothing going on. I just felt like we needn't spill a needless blood. I'm sorry, Bar.
Hey, so if the big guy wants to fight him, we're in. Like, we'll team up against this one
Why
guy.
are you still here, guys? Go. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
All right. Come on, boss. Let's go to the bar. All right, we'll go to the bar. But again, never again. And they scurry away on all fours for some reason.
Those guys are
For
just
some
bullies,
reason.
you know? Like, man.
They do a backbend and just.
Yeah. Like the ring or whatever. Yeah.
And so Bar will like sheath his sword and go, fine.
Well, sir, my name is Nat. It's a good pleasure to meet you. What may I call you?
My name is Hal. And what's this guy's name? As I point over to Bar.
I go, my name is Bar, and he unsheaths the sword again, and he was like, I've played in the gladiatorial games for our game!
Okay.
And then he sheaths his sword back, and he goes, yeah, but we're heading to Shimmer Springs, or whatever, and,
Shimmerwell?
Shimmerwell, yes.
yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. What you guys doing at Shimmerwell?
There have been a series of disappearances going on there, and I'm a prominent figure there, and I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. I've had some friends go missing.
Huh. What kind of friends?
What do you mean, what kind of friends?
No, I mean, what do they do? Not to be weird. Not in a weird way. Just
Members of the town. I don't think there was a particular
So just,
pattern
like-
between all of them. Well, one of the
Okay.
shopkeepers has gone missing, and my friend Jeremth.
Germth?
small world, but I don't think it's that small of a world. So
Classic. Germ. Love
Yeah.
that guy.
I don't think I know a germ. Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. No,
Yes,
no big
my,
deal.
my good friend Jeremth.
Well, I'm heading that way too.
You
So I
don't
guess
happen to
I'm-
know Germth, do you?
Should I make a knowledge roll to see if I know a germ?
See if you know Jeremth.
Yeah, actually, sure.
Let's see. I got 2 in knowledge, so I'm gonna roll 2 dice. 5 and a 3.
You've heard the
I
name.
think I've heard that
You don't-
name before. What did you say he did again?
Jeremth?
Yeah,
He was a Fletcher.
Fletcher.
A Fletcher, yes.
Yeah, yes, Fletcher. Yes, of course. We all know
Yeah,
what Fletchers
he makes
are.
Jeremth Fletcher, yes. He made arrows.
Yeah, I know that.
That's what a
Let's
Fletcher does.
continue to flesh out this NPC that we will never meet. Let's keep doing that.
No, he's gone missing.
Ah,
I don't
yes.
know if we won't.
Okay, he's gone missing. Okay.
Yes, he and one of the shopkeepers and
Bar interrupts and he goes, listen, we have been on this quest for several days now going to this place. And he unsheaths his sword again and he goes, and we will get to the bottom of this because
again with the sword.
he said, dang it, if we don't figure out where Germth is, this is,
Germth.
I don't know what I'm doing here. And he sheaths his sword back and he goes, wait, so why are you going to Shimmerwell?
Oh, I'm a priest. That's right. Yes, I'm a priest.
Yeah, you said-
And
You
I'm
don't sound very
going-
confident.
Convince yourself.
No,
you
I-
seem like you had to convince yourself there.
no, no, I'm a priest, guys. I don't. First of all, that's offensive to my religion. Okay, so I prefer if we don't talk about it. But I'm
Priest that
going to
doesn't like
Shimmerwell.
to talk about his religion. Okay,
Yes,
this is completely normal.
there's nothing wrong with that. Okay,
I have no
Listen.
questions.
you have your.
Michael, you can go ahead and roll deception for me if you'd
Okay,
like.
sounds good. I rolled 1-6.
So? Despite his weary answer, his hesitation, he does seem to fit the criteria of what you would expect a traveling priest to look like, Nat. The Church of Takima is active in all of Amelon, but there's a specific group of them that is quite prominent in Shimmerwell, which is the Blessed Creed of Takima, which is just another church of them, and they oftentimes send missionaries out to recruit people and bring them back. And you might assume that due to his travel gear, he might be a traveling priest.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Father. Father, is that a permissible?
Sure.
Title?
Is that Dante?
It is now.
I'm like, yes, my son, and I bow. And so, yeah.
Well, if you'd like to journey with us, we are also on our way to Shimmerwell. We would love to have you, right, Bar?
Yes, and we will protect you. And he pulls out
Okay,
his sword
okay.
again. And
I think we got the sword thing.
I'm really leaning
look
into
over
this
at-
character.
I look over at Nat and I'm like, is he always like this? Pointing towards
Yes,
Bar.
since childhood, it's been a thing.
Oh, good. That's great.
And he goes, onward to Shimmer Springs.
Shimmerwell. Yeah, all right.
Yes.
Still Shimmerwell, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. As the group makes their way down a cobble path, sunlight glinted off the stone cottages. It is starting to become the afternoon now. You see the bright, vibrant orange of the that is blinding all of you, of course. The villagers moved about their daily routines, closing up their marketplaces and whatnot. Lights of yellow and spurt around the villages as they welcome each other and are happy to be greeted by one another. And you see that next to the village is a forest, and you can't help but feel a dark eeriness to the forest, and light doesn't seem to penetrate too far past the tree line.
Good morning, Sheila. Good morning. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
And I look over
How
at,
you doing, Natch? Good to see you back. An old man greets you.
I look over at Nat and I go, this people looks a little pretty happy for people that keep going missing here. Are you sure that we're in the right place? Yeah.
Barchak, you feel someone touch the back of your arm. A small child asks, like, "What's wrong with your skin?" and
And Barchak goes, who said that? And he goes and he looks at it's a small child and he goes, oh, little one, this is it's a rite of passage from my people. We traveled through the desert several times, or at least I have because I'm awesome. Yes, it is rough and it protects me.
okay. He runs off.
You have such a way with
okay.
kids, Bar.
There was a light around this little boy's head that was red for a little bit, flash red, and then began to shimmer and settle into a yellow as he ran away.
Interesting.
Everyone around you, there's an old lady welcomes you, Nat. Oh, Nat, we were so worried you weren't going to return after all that we've been through. Oh, it's been too much, dear.
I would never leave you alone. I had to go and get some help. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of what's been going on with all the people going missing.
Oh, yes, please. And, oh, she sees the other two. And who are these fine gentlemen you've brought back?
This is a good friend of mine, Barshak.
She reaches out to, to shake your hand.
And he goes, yes. and
She grabs it and, not so subtly grabs part of your forearm as well. Says, "Oh my, you are. These men are quite capable, I see."
Yes. Okay,
see that,
I'll be going now.
The light around her head starts to appear as purple before she lets go of your hand. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yes.
Nat, you must go speak to Falvin. He is urgently wanting to speak with you.
Falvin?
Yes,
where-
of course.
Of course, I can go speak with Falvin. Is everything all right?
I don't know. He's very confident that everything will be okay, but you can tell he's quite nervous. I don't know. Yeah, I'm concerned for him. Please go speak to him.
I'll go and talk to him post haste. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Goodbye now. And the old lady noticeably looks at Barchak's butt as y'all walk away.
So I lean over to Hall and I go, or Hal, and I go,
Hal, yeah.
Did you notice the colors atop their heads? We don't have that in Archaeum. Could you explain that to me?
Yeah, they're chimes. Just a thing here.
We do not have this.
You don't
in
have those?
Archaeum. No, we fight beasts. We don't have emotion colors.
Ah, interesting. Well,
Just,
that's not what I would call it, but
expression of what you feel inside.
yeah.
Yes, that sounds. That does not sound very Archaeum, but
It's like a smile.
you know, it's like a. I do not know this.
It could be.
What is a smile?
Lordy,
when
what
you do
emotion
this.
is right now.
Or a frown. A frown.
Yeah.
When you're sad.
Or sometimes just like a color of pure adulterated hatred towards somebody. That happens sometimes. So, or when you bite your lip on accident and you feel painful.
In how many circumstances can one bite their lip?
I can
let's
think of at
think
least
about this.
4. Okay, so sexy.
Wait. Bite one own's lip or bite someone else's lip? Because
That's true. That is a very different thing. You can do sexy in both ways. I will say.
Sexy in both ways.
You can also be.
You can
painful in both
also
ways.
you can also be painful and intentional in both ways.
Where's this
Sometimes when you're
going?
nervous. Sometimes when you're nervous.
This is premium content right here. Yeah, this is what the people
wanna
want.
see.
Of
Leave
course.
this in.
As you guys have this debate on emotion and lip biting, you start to notice that the sun is starting to set.
Well,
It's
sun's
getting dark.
setting.
We should go and talk with Valvin.
Like I bet. You know that Falden is actually the head priest of the Blessed Creed. In the center of the city is their church, and yeah, that's where you would find him.
Do I know this?
I would
have you
explain
been
it
here?
on the way there.
You guys approach this absolutely beautiful building with stained glass windows depicting Takima in all her glory, standing over the universe, and the light from her head, her beautiful face, shining upon and glistening off all the stars surrounding it. The big doors that are kept open until sundown is about to be closed by a man with a big white beard, long white robes with silver embroidering on them.
Valvin.
Oh, Nat! Oh, I wasn't sure when you would return.
We got back just here today. Miss Marietta told me that you wanted to see me. I thought I'd come as soon as I could.
Oh, well, of course. Yes, I'm glad you did. Look, I'm glad that you went out to find a champion that could help us, but things have gotten worse. Can I meet this champion that you've brought with us?
Well, he's here with me right now. And I'll motion to Bar.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bar this whole time has not been paying attention. He's been looking at the stained glass, and he's thinking to himself, he's like, that's not very Archaeum. We don't... Huh. That's not...
He's trying to
He
figure
goes,
out
what is this goddess?
Culture? Differences
Yeah.
in culture? That's weird.
But anyway, he goes, oh yes, old man. Yes, I am the champion! And then he sheaths his sword back, and he goes,
Goodness
"Yes,
me.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
sir. What service can I bring?
that is quite a weapon you bear. The reason we need you is there is reason to believe that something is lingering in the woods, something that needs something like you. Someone strong with the essence of Takima within them. He grabs a staff off the wall that was lingering there, because he's an old man. He needs to be able to walk with it. There are many people that have tried to pour themselves into this task, but no one's been able to fulfill what it truly needs. I would like to talk to you further about this issue. Would that be alright, son?
I mean, you've essentially told me nothing at this point. So, yes, I would love to talk further. Whatever service I can be, I will do it for the honor of RK.
And who is this traveler you bring? Another visitor,
I was looking at.
perhaps?
I'm looking at Nat like, are you gonna introduce me, kind of thing, like.
Well, I'm also looking at you just like,
Oh, I'm.
but you could.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You're doing it.
All right.
Okay.
My name is Hal, and I'm a priest of our fellow goddess Takima. I worship her, and I'm here to meet you as the head priest of Shimmerwell. That's who you are, right?
Well, yes, of course, but you must be from the capital, is that right? From
I am, yes.
the temple. Oh,
Yes, I'm a bit of a priest in training.
how I
guess, if you
wish
will.
to gaze upon the silver moon once more.
Oh, it is so sweet.
Please, describe it. When was the last time you seen it?
I suppose it was a few weeks ago, and it's a big rock. It's round. It's
Yes.
floating, and it's pretty impressive. I will say. And and we worship it.
Go ahead and roll deception for me.
Okay. Is there advantage or disadvantage in this game? Does that work somehow or no?
If you have an advantage, then I let 5s count as a success.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled 2 5s, no 6s.
Yes. Tell you simply must continue your studies. I'm sure you have much to refresh our memories of. Stay here, like with the other priests. I'm sure you want to be surrounded by your fellow brothers and sisters.
Sure, yes, of course, I would love that.
Of course.
Do I get like my own room, or am I assigned a roommate? How's this gonna work?
We all sleep on the floor, of course, surrounded by the books of the teachings of Tequila.
Great.
But you know this.
Yes, just like the gladiators of Archaea.
Is it though?
Nat, I do assume that you will provide housing to our friend Barchad.
Barchak is more than welcome to stay with me.
Our doors are always open until I close them in the evening. Good night. And he starts to walk away. Barchak, this is your first time seeing him, and I think you would be the most equipped to roll this. Go ahead and roll for instinct for me.
Okay. I got a 4.
Okay, you don't see anything. So
Okay.
you walk in.
Okay.
Awesome. Great.
Don't you love it when that
Good
happens?
deal. So let's go ahead and describe a little bit. Aaron, I want you to describe Nat bringing Barchak back to your home and what that looks like, maybe who might be there, what it might look like.
Yeah. So I'll walk him through the town square, take him on the scenic route as all the shops are closing. I point out some of the people, some of the stands, some of the places that I've come to know and love around town. Walking by the town hall, and then eventually find my way into a side street where my home is. It's a small thatched roof, a smaller home, but not tiny. We do well, but we're not living in poverty. And then we all open the door and shout out for my wife, Avia. Avia, I'm home.
A bright flash of yellow as she recognizes your voice.
Aw.
She has a freckled face, red hair. She's wearing a apron after a long day of cooking. She was making pastries for the rest of the town to provide to them at her pastry store. Nat, I'm so glad you made it back. She runs to you, wraps her arms around your neck.
We have guests. Please, this is Barchak. I've told you about him before.
Of course I remember Barchak. I've heard all the stories. Lovely meeting you.
Yes, it's very nice to meet you as well. And I look over at Nat and I go, You didn't mention you had a wife. We've been on the road together for weeks, and you've never mentioned this.
Oh, this is Avia.
Did you?
Oh, Avia, I've heard so much about you. I want to roll deception on that one.
Please do.
That's funny.
Dude, I rolled 3 1s and a 4.
That's only fitting.
Wait, doesn't that mean he gets
She's gonna be like,
to do a skill thingy?
Oh yeah, that's 2 1s. You get to roll for a skill. So go ahead and make a
So
knowledge
shouldn't Michael
roll for
also
me.
get to do that for his
Yeah, because I got
last
2
roll as
1s
well?
earlier. Hang on, so if you get
So
2 1s,
explain this to me.
If you get snake eyes, you get to roll to see if you get a skill from that or learn from your mistakes. So what
you
you'll
just
do
re-roll
is
on that.
go ahead and you'll roll for knowledge, just like your average knowledge roll. And if you get a 6, then you earn a skill.
Okay.
I don't.
I got a 5, so
That's tough.
Okay, well maybe next time though.
That's cool.
yeah.
I like that.
I like that mechanic because that critical failure does not necessarily mean that everything is wrong. I could.
You learn,
Exactly,
it means
yeah.
you learn from those experiences. That's cool. I like that.
It does.
Thank
But
you.
Barchak has learned nothing. He will
Yeah,
continue
Yeah,
to lie.
he thinks he killed it. He thinks he absolutely killed it. She just like, I'm sure, and gives Nat kind of a dirty look, kind of like, all right, you're in trouble, mister. But she can't help but smile. She did miss you a lot. Say, oh, I will prepare you a bed in our guest room. I'll be right back.
Would you like something to drink? We have some water here from the well. I'm sure Avia went today.
And then I go, I only drink the blood of the slain.
We also have mead.
That will also suffice.
Nice. Okay, so as you guys are starting to wind down, I'm gonna go ahead. You guys are enjoying your mead, and just relaxing, catching up on memories, laughing, and we're gonna pan out to the temple where Hal is trying to get comfortable on the tile floors of this temple. there is a super skinny other priest laying next to him and being like, man, it's so great to meet you. I mean, we hardly ever get visitors here.
Yeah, man, I know. Well, I'm going to sleep now. I try to roll over, and then I see someone else like probably right there too.
It's a woman. It's like an older woman, and she's like, wow, a new visitor. We don't get those ever. What is this? What is the moon like? Please describe it to me.
It's so beautiful and round and just gorgeous. I hope we get to see it someday. I roll on my back and just like lean up and like,
oh, I hope so.
Okay.
I would die if it meant that's the last thing I see.
Yeah, it's crazy.
As you are starting to doze off into sleep, you can't help but hear a familiar sound, this whisper in the back of your mind. And you start to feel like the room is starting to get darker. You know you're being summoned.
Okay, so this is the middle of the night, right?
Mm-hmm. Everyone's
I
asleep.
want to look around to see everyone's asleep. I want to stealthily kind of get up, sneak over to my bag, and grab my book out of my bag and go to a corner where no one is, or like a different room or something like that, and open it.
Okay,
I have to
what's
do a
your
stealth roll?
stealth? I'm going to roll stealth for you. That way you don't know if
Okay.
someone catches you or not.
That's fair. I like that. I have a 4 in agility and 1 mark on stealth, so it's 4 plus 1
Wow,
d6, I
5?
think, right? Or 1, yeah.
All right, here we
5
go.
5 dice, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I go and I grab my book out of my pack, and I go and I look around and I go either to I probably do a different room if I can. I want to sit in the corner. I want to open my book.
Absolutely. So you open this book and the letters start to rearrange and it says, time runs thin.
I'm like looking and I'm like, okay, I'll get it done. I promise. This is the deal, right? Like, one and done.
The letters scatter once again and start to reform into like a misty shadow. It says, you are mine now. We will negotiate when it's done.
Holy cow.
Okay, I close the book. And I want to use my special ability called Shadow Portal. Do I have to roll for that?
Absolutely not. You just gotta check off one of your harmony slots.
One of the harmony
and you're
points.
good.
Okay, got it. So I shadow step, which means basically it looks like I just kind of like turn invisible or something like that. It's kind of like the shadow from the movie Peter Pan, is like kind of his own character. So I kind of move through the shadows now, and I'm like, and I want to try to find the head priest.
Okay, bet. So you're shadowing, portaling around, shadow stepping, and you're kind of learning, and you see that the head priest isn't actually there right now.
Can I make like a roll for like instinct to see if I would know where he would go, or would that be something else?
Yeah, go ahead and roll instinct for me.
I got a 3 and a 2, so nothing.
Okay, so we got... So you don't really have any idea where this might have gone. I'm going to go ahead and do parallel scenes going on right here. I want Barchak and Nat to roll for instinct as well. Again, it's the dead of night. You guys are both in bed, but I want you guys to both roll.
Together. Sorry.
5.
Got a 4 and a 1.
So, Nat, you're fast asleep after a long couple of months of traveling. But Barchak, you hear some footsteps, and you don't know what's going on, but you see a shadow move across the window of the house.
And so we'll make this make sense story-wise, because Barchak is not used to sleeping in a bed. Normally he sleeps on the ground, wherever he's from. So he's like, this is too comfortable. And so he kind of rolls over and he looks outside and he goes, that's strange. And then he just tries to lay back down because this whole place is weird and he doesn't think that's out of the ordinary.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm assuming, Michael, you go back to bed after that?
Yeah, I guess if I can't find him, I'm gonna go outside and see if I can.
So you go outside, and Michael, you actually see a person like walking down the street.
Okay.
And you see that it is a woman in like what looks like to be a nightgown walking towards the woods.
Okay. Well, my curiosity is kind of getting the best of me, so I'm just gonna use the shadows to kind of follow her since it's nighttime and kind of see where she's going.
As you follow her, you're close enough to her to notice that she doesn't have a distinct expression of fear or anything on her face. She's just walking straight for the woods.
Any
until
colors
she
coming
eventually...
from her?
No colors.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to look at about her?
No. She's just wearing nightgown. Nothing No items or anything.
No items,
Okay,
but her
gotcha.
eyes are like not looking at a particular thing. She's just looking straight into the woods as she walks.
It's pretty creepy. Yeah, I just want to keep following her as much as I can.
Okay. Michael, you are walking, and she walks through the woods. You can see a single tear running down her face as she's walking. As you follow her, she walks for what seems like 30 minutes, until eventually you see lights in the distance. And you see torches surrounding, and you hear people, voices. How you approach these shadowy figures, but then it's revealed to you that they're wearing the same robes that you remember the head priest wearing. And they're surrounding a cave. In this cave, you hear sounds of like gurgling and like moving of rocks. She walks through the center of them. The head priest is standing right next to it. His staff and eyes are glowing white. She walks into the cave. You start to hear mangled flesh and cracking bones. All of a sudden, the light dies down and you start to hear screams coming from inside the cave. The light glows again, and you see the high priest look straight at you. And that's where we're ending it today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next week where we finish this adventure with these lovely players. Please leave your comments down below what you thought and what you think about the mechanics shown here. Guys, thank you so much for playing this first session.
Justice for Germ.
We will see y'all next week.